Wink, I'm in downtown Charlotte right now, and there's a stench in the air here. It's not the smell of sewage or the combination of barbecue sandwiches in the open bar behind me, but more so the smell of conference confidence. Moments before kickoff in Heinz Field, it was nothing but hype, but shortly after kickoff, the hype turned into hurt, and it was quieter than a Chick-fil-A dining room on a Sunday afternoon. If you get to the afternoon practices early enough, you'll see Pryor laying in this position catching balls he can't see. It's a part of the attention to detail that he's developed while chasing perfection in his craft.
I think instead of sitting around talking.
On this day 5 months ago, the Atlanta Falcons, coughed up the Super Bowl for all of the world to see. But just like the Falcons, you got to block out the haters like upstairs. Norfolk native Kam Chancellor isn't the only Seattle Seahawks safety making headlines this week with his 3-year contract extension. Tonight, Chesapeake native Kenny Easley will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Back to the Redskins, a 1% chance. I'm not a gambling man, but if you put a bet in now and just somehow they make the playoffs, you might get a fortune there. But please don't take financial advice from me. Is there anything as a head coach that just keeps you up at night? Is there anything that worries you when you're going to sleep?
A lot of things worry me, but you just have to continue letting these guys play.
With the stroke of a brush, a masterpiece is born. With every speck of paint, a story is being told.
It's not just being able to paint what's in front of you, but it's being able to paint a picture in your mind of how that subject that you put on the canvas got to where it is.
For Jeremiah Jones, a Hampton University alumnus, the beauty of art for him isn't in the process, it's in the final destination.
The destination, I must say, I love.
His interest in painting was piqued at an early age from being around his father, Jerome, who's been an artist for the past 40 years.
My father created the environment for me, and I think that's so important with the youth.
I always wanted to, in a creative way, honor people that have inspired me. Being able to have a son and we can talk about ideas and painting and life, that's a blessing. I can't put into words how much that just blows me away.
Their art's impact has been felt nationwide and has reached some of the greatest athletes of the past few generations. In 1996, Jerome presented this piece to Michael Jordan after the passing of Jordan's father.
I was explaining the painting to Michael Jordan, and I said something because my father was killed when I was like 14 years old, so I can relate to how much that pain must have been there to lose your father, because I knew how close they were, and you could see his eyes tear up.
Jerome and his son have been a dynamic duo for years. They might paint differently, but their vision is in unison.
Art doesn't just have to be used as entertainment, but it can be used to enlighten. Right. We don't just want to paint art for art's sake, but art for the sake of the people.
Paint and poetry create the perfect potion for people to not just see the art that they create, but to understand it.
We like to intertwine the poetry within the painting. We're living in a time where people want answers. They don't just want to see decorations on the wall, so we want to paint declarations on the wall.
There's more than one way to relax at the beach on a Saturday.
We call it bar therapy to an extent.
They attract the crowd, and all down the boardwalk, people ask, how do they do this stuff?
When I first started doing push-ups, I couldn't do 10. Now I can do 1,000. It's the first step.
We're on a journey.
It's a journey that started in 2012 with only a handful of people. Now the God Body Squad fills the Hillier Fitness Park every weekend with some of the most acrobatic folks in Hampton Roads.
Well, this is like church for me. And a lot of these guys, man, we just have a place we can come and build as people, build as men.
People have kids, families, jobs, stresses, and we all just came together because we love each other and we just want to spread positivity.
See, I'm nowhere near these guys' level, but the thing is, all that matters is that you start.
It's not just reps, it's not just like quote unquote getting swole or getting big. It's about just your health or vitality. People starting where they are.
You have to try first, and then you have to keep going.
Now what they're doing looks crazy, but guess what? None of them came out of the womb doing backflips and 360s.
It does not get easier, you just get stronger.
Everybody has their niche, and then we all learn from one another. Like it's not just like somebody's running the show. Like we all are co-creators of this.
No judgment and no prior experience needed. They're hoping to send their one simple message throughout the rest of the 757.
Let them know that they can have fun while changing their bodies instead of, dreading hours on the treadmill.
We're just trying to be a source for people to come and get healthy again and have a good time doing it.
This is how we change the world, man. One person at a time, starting with your own temple.